Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. It's Timo with Timo Paints, and in today's video, we're going to give you 8 things. That's 10. Eight things that you have to do before you start painting your house. But before we do that, if you guys are interested in getting more leads for your painting business, click the top link in the description below and the comment section, and let's get into this. 8 things. Number 1, you want to wait for drier weather. I know it's pretty obvious, but sometimes I fail to do this, even as a professional painter. So always check the weather. It's good. Just give the 10-day forecast, especially if you're working exterior. Obviously, if you're doing interior, it's not going to really matter unless you want to spray doors or something outside. Sometimes that's really helpful because you're spraying the walls, doing the walls. You can do the doors outside. So number 2 is you want to walk around the house and do a very thorough visual inspection of everything that's around. That way you can make little notes of what types of stuff that needs to be patched, where's there's cracks, different things like that. I'll give you a heads up on that. You want to make sure that before you start painting, tip number 3, get high quality tools. Don't buy the cheap packet. Don't think, oh, I'm going to get it as cheap as I can. Just get the expensive stuff. I mean, not the expensive stuff, but quality. Make sure that you're buying quality brushes, quality rollers, and most importantly, quality tape. Do not skimp on the tape. Just get the expensive stuff. I promise you won't be disappointed. Now, also, number 4, keep in mind, you have to make sure that you know what you're painting because it determines on the type of nap that you're going to need for your roller. If you're doing stucco, if your wall is flat, if it's knocked down, different types of things like that will determine what nap of roller. And there's several different naps, so it can be. So make sure you know what type of surface. That way you could ask when you get to the store. We're not going to get into all different naps. That's a separate video. Make sure before you start painting, tip number 5, make sure everything that you do not want for paint, that you do not want painted, is wrapped and protected, whether it's by paper, plastic. In the footage here, you can see we have the windows wrapped with plastic and paper. And basically that's what I'm trying to say is just make sure that anything you don't want painted is wrapped. Because I know it seems pretty simple, but we're just going to go through the list. We're going to go through the list. Remove all light switches, lights, outlet covers, or you could wrap them. Make sure that they're also wrapped. But if anything that is not wrappable, which is usually light switches and stuff, and that applies more for interior paint. Number 7 is make sure that you use primer before you apply your paint. It's very important that you do apply primer, especially when you're changing from light to dark or dark to light. And also, most importantly, if you're going to apply paint onto a raw surface, whether it be raw spackle, raw filler, raw texture, even like a raw sheetrock, you do not want to just paint. You got to make sure that you put some type of primer, sealer, undercoater, which are all different things, but make sure you prime. And the final, number 8, final thing that you got to make sure you do before you start applying paint to your project is box up all your paint. And that just means if you have 15 gallons, which will translate to 3 5-gallon buckets, pour them all in together, mix them all up. That way there's no color variation between, because it can happen. Sometimes the machines are squirting in color in it, and it can happen. So make sure you mix all your paint together before you start. That way it all matches. And if you need to do touch-ups at the end of the project, it matches. And if this video helped you, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you guys need help generating leads, I got a strategy down below, linked in the description. Get you $1 leads. I got this job for $1. So it's worth it. It works. I promise. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.